All right.
Next
Thank
scene.
you,
Yay!
Katie. All right. I am figuring out Ecamm today for the first time. I'm super excited to be using it. So we're going to be talking about Prezi today, specifically Prezi Video, and how you can create some content and bring that content on screen with you live when you're using Ecamm out in the real world. So a lot of fun today. Not going to get super advanced, so don't worry about the new technology or anything like that. It's quite a bit different than PowerPoint. I know you've already seen Rob give a demo on it, but it is a presentation platform where you get to pull your content on screen with you live in real time. So it's really exciting. I'm actually going to start by going into live demo mode really quick, and I'm going to show how easy it is to actually bring a Prezi on screen with you in Ecamm. So bear with me here while I figure that out. I'm going to go right here into live demo mode. Here we are, and let's turn that on. You should be able to see my whole desktop here.
You did it! Live demo mode.
So I'm going to show how easy it is to connect Prezi Video to Ecamm. Okay, so once you download the Prezi Video app, which is easy enough, and Rob could even drop a link to directly download that video app in the chat if you'd like. Otherwise, I'll show you how to find it in the dashboard. But once you download the Prezi Video app, it's just a simple matter of finding the Prezi that you want to import into your presentation or into your live presentation. So in this case, I'm going to go to import from Prezi. I have one ready for today, a little Ecamm masterclass presentation queued up for us. And I'm going to click import selected. And then it's just a simple matter of letting that load. And then here it is. And I'm going to hit video conference right here. Very straightforward. It's pretty much the obvious button here. So I hit video conference. Ecamm picks it up. There it is. It automatically picks it up. I don't have to switch to Prezi Video Virtual Camera, but I could switch between my other cameras if I wanted to. I have technically 3 connected. I think you're all familiar with virtual cameras and how they work. And I am using my Prezi Video Virtual Camera here inside of Ecamm. And just like that, I can navigate through my Prezi, and I could start going through my actual presentation. So it really is that easy to connect. So that's sort of the intro part here. Katie, do you want to say anything before I switch to screen share and we start creating some content together?
Yeah, no, it looks great. So anyone watching, if you haven't used our virtual camera, this is Prezi's virtual camera. So it's virtual cameras being best friends together here in these different software, bringing your presentations to life. And it really is that easy. So it's just a matter of going over to Prezi, downloading it, getting up and going, and being able to build out using their templates and their and all of their tools, these really engaging, amazing presentations that Vince is about to walk through. So we can always put these tips later on in the comments, but if there's any questions about how to do that, I mean, literally is as fast and easy as Vince just showed. So definitely something to give a try for and get started with, for sure. All right, out of live demo mode and into presentation.
All right. Thank you, Katie. So let's come back up here and get out of live demo mode. There we are. So now I should just be presenting my Prezi, which if I wanted to come back a level, you could see I was actually starting within a custom starting point here inside a topic. So we're not going to rebuild this whole thing today, but this is kind of acting as an agenda. We'll show how to do simple things, right? Like brand your template. If you all don't know, this is the Ecamm branding, the blue, the orange, the black, and then I brought in white because white was used a lot throughout the branding materials. But notice my content is indeed on screen with me, live in real time. And another thing I want you to notice is that I've actually got topics on screen, meaning I could jump into any one of these whenever I want. I don't have to go in a linear order, right? I could use my mouse, and somebody could say, hey, go straight to integrations, even though it's not the first topic. I could click on integrations and go right into it, right? So this is what we call conversational presenting. You have that option to kind of let you and your audience guide exactly where your discussion is going to go. It does not have to be presented in a linear format. Having said that, I did design linearity into this presentation. So if I wanted to go right into my starting point, I can. Again, just using elements from the website. I could show a quick intro video if I want to. So here I pulled a picture from the website, and we could do something as simple as, let's make sure I have that selected, there we go, playing a video here alongside me, right? So I have this video playing. I don't have the audio going at the moment, but I'm about to show another way to do that. So over here, you know, I've put it inside this little monitor just for fun, just why not frame it around something, right? So I could zoom into that and go full screen if I want to, skip ahead if I want to, skip ahead in that video. Very, very easy, and it's streaming right into my camera feed. And I also wanted to show you a new feature that Prezi Video has, and that is actually screen sharing within Prezi Video. So I never have to exit this presentation. So as an example, I could come over here and I actually have a different video queued up. Actually, I think it's the same video, but I have it queued up. But you can imagine a scenario where you might have a Chrome window or a product demo or something like that you're doing inside this screen share. So I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here's this video, right? And now This is actually done through screen share. So I could play this video and you can hear him, right? So you can actually hear him. I have audio going. And just like that, I can end my screen share when I want, or I could even close the window. I close the window, it comes right back to my presentation. So this screen sharing within Prezi Video is brand new. We just launched it about 2 weeks ago. Very, very excited about it. It was a hotly requested feature, and it is now out and very, very nice to use. I could have gone full screen with it as well. But again, as an example, I'll show you really quick. If I wanted to pull up my Prezi window, I can, right? I can come right over here and show you how to use Prezi right here within this window, and it's screen sharing right into my camera feed here. Okay. So very different than going up to my Ecamm settings and sharing my screen, right? So this is actually overlaying it onto me. Okay, so kind of cool there. I'll stop my screen share and go right back to our little presentation that we've got here. So pretty straightforward stuff. We're not going to recreate all of this, but we'll recreate some of it together, just the simple stuff, right? How to add images. How did I bring in all of these 6 logos, right? It's easy enough. How do we align them? How do we put them into arrangement? Very, very straightforward. I used all Ecamm website materials for today. I figured it would be a nice, easy topic area to cover. Everybody's kind of familiar with it. And again, I have my content organized into topics. We could go right into those. I would probably change my colors here now that I'm in different lighting. But very easy to go in and out of areas, add custom zoom areas. So if I want to zoom into a graphic or zoom out of a graphic, I can. Easy enough. Go right into our next subtopic. And again, all I'm doing right now is I'm hitting the right arrow on my keyboard. And it's just going from one subtopic right into the next in the structure that I actually created. So coming back out, fade in some graphics, bring my text back on, and so on. There are 2 fundamental things I want to make sure we cover. I think everybody's going to pick up the basics, like how to add an image, how to add a text box, right? You're all going to know how to do that. It's very straightforward stuff. What I want you to understand is that there are fundamentally 2 different types of topics. So everything you've seen so far is what's called a planet topic, meaning you can dive in and you can continue to dive into multiple subtopics, right? We've already seen that. If I go into what's called a stack topic, it's actually, now I went full screen with it with the translucency here. I didn't have to. Stack topics are actually page-based. So I can go, instead of zooming and panning from one area to the next, it's going to be an immediate transition from page 1 to page 2. I could still zoom in and do all my effects that I want, but it's going to be immediate page transitions. I could add fade effects if I want to, fade in, fade out, or you might call it a build in PowerPoint, but very, very straightforward. Notice I'm getting immediate page transitions, almost like a mini slideshow as my topic. It's very straightforward, but fundamentally I want to make sure everybody knows that there are multiple types of topics you can create. They don't all have to be planets. And sometimes it'll make more sense to do one over the other. And then I want to finish with this idea of advanced topic editing up here. So advanced topic editing allows you to turn anything into a topic cover. So in our overview our main homepage, you saw that they were all these kind of rounded squares, right? I could have anything be my topic. So in this case, I actually put eyeglasses here as a topic. So I could click on eyeglasses, zoom in, and reveal whatever content that I have inside that topic, right? I've even set this to be visible both inside and outside of the topic, meaning it's the same graphic, so it never cuts away, right? It's a seamless transition right into that product, and I get my additional content on screen. We could cover, again, I could turn all 3 of these into their own topic. So if I go to call recorder, it's its own topic as well. I went full screen with the content inside. We zoom in here, we get additional information, and we learn all about the call recorder. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we cover how to turn anything into an object or anything into a topic. I don't want you to feel creatively bound by the fact that we default to shapes and primary shapes. You are free to expand well beyond that and use anything as your topic cover. And then, of course, we're going to finish by once again connecting live, and then hopefully I'll have a little demo if there's some time. I'll show off our Prezi Video Award winner from 2020. So it was our most impressive Prezi video that was created for 2020, and I would love to get 2 or 3 minutes to demo that in the last couple minutes here today. So that's where we're going to go with this today. Katie, do you have anything to say before I switch to a screen share and we start creating some content?
No, I just think I just typed a comment. I just think it's so incredibly cool how you can go in and out of your topic. So it's not, like you said, it's not just something that flows in a linear phase. You know, you can go back and forth, you can do a deeper dive, you can come back out of it. I thought it was particularly cool when you pointed to it and then zoomed into it. Like all of the interactivity and the movement of it just makes it so much more engaging than if you were just, picture in picture scrolling through a PowerPoint or a Keynote presentation. So I think it's really cool. And there's a ton of different ways that I'm sure Ecamm Live members could use this, whether it's, teachers and presenters and all different kinds of use cases. It's just really neat to see.
Yeah, absolutely. The engagement is really what Prezi Video is all about for educators, salespeople, marketing, wherever it may be. That maintaining that engagement while presenting has been critical, especially in the last year or so. All right, so I'm going to switch to a screen share. Let's see if this works right here. There we go. So you can see that I was in fact operating inside of the Prezi Video app. I have my little preview here so I can see exactly where I am. If I want to jump to a specific part of my presentation, I can. So I could jump straight to this previous subtopic I was inside of if I want to, and so on and so on. You could see that I am connected to Ecamm Live. So when I disconnect here, or close out a Prezi Video, it's automatically going to disconnect. There we are. And inside my screen share, you should see me, or I guess I'm not going to be able to point. You should see me down here on the bottom left. I'm still here as a little circle, and we are going to create some Prezi content. So we'll be going a little bit quicker today because we don't have a ton of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of jump straight into, let me zoom out a little, I'm a little zoomed in there. I'm going to jump straight into creating some content. So this is your dashboard when you go to Prezi. You'll have all kinds of different projects here eventually. For today, I'm actually going to open up the one that we worked on yesterday, or the one that I just presented, and I'm going to pull it right into the editor. And I'm not actually going to make any changes right here. I'm actually just going to pull this off to my other window so I can reference it. But just to give you an idea of what the final product actually looked like here, it really is simple. It's some shapes, it's some text boxes, it's some images, and then a video, right? It is really simple to deconstruct a Prezi into its parts and realize how easy Prezi actually is. So I'm going to move this off, and I'm just going to put this over here, and we're going to create a new Prezi video from nothing, right? So I'm going to go right here to my video tab. And for those of you who are curious, if you need to download the Prezi Video app, it's right here on the bottom. Go to Prezi.com, you sign in, you go to the video tab right here. You'll see a big black button that says Get Prezi Video on Desktop. That'll download and install the Prezi Video app to your computer. Okay, it's free, and you can absolutely download and install that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come right here to the Prezi Video tab and then use Prezi Present to create my Prezi. Okay, so when I'm using Prezi Present to create my Prezi Video, what I'm using is I'm using our fully functioning, relatively advanced, robust presentation editor to create my video content. So it's going to take me straight to my video templates, and you can see I've got a bunch here. Notice that they're pre-optimized to have a subject on screen. If I scroll up to my regular Prezis, they do not have that, right? They're built to be full canvas. The video ones are built to be offset so that it can accommodate a human subject, right? Or a presenter. So I'll find whatever one I like. I like the ones that default to having some translucency. I'm just a big fan of the overall effect when it's on camera, and I might have just went right past the one I'm looking for. So I'm going for this one right here, budget planning, because it has this kind of grid and it's a little bit translucent and I like it. So I'm going to go to that one for today, and we'll use this template. Okay. And then I'm just going to let that load, and then we'll just quickly run through the editor here. Nothing crazy. Pretty straightforward here. What I like to do when I'm working inside of when I'm working on a Prezi video presentation is I actually like to turn my camera feed on inside my editor here, so I could see exactly where I am relative to my content, but also how my colors and how everything is looking with my presentation and my physical background behind me, right? So I could see that everything is working together. And I could even freeze my camera if I want to. Right about there, if that's where I expect to be when I'm presenting, I can make sure that when I'm going around adding my content, I'm not putting it over the presenter. Okay, so pretty straightforward there. If I want to, I'll quickly go through the editor very quickly, and then we'll just do some basic stuff like add a topic, add some text and things like that. Up here, classic hamburger button, just giving you some settings and some keyboard shortcuts. Everything you do in Prezi is immediately saved to the cloud. Right here, I've got my title box. Use a descriptive title if you name something. Because when you search your dashboard for presentations, it's only going to be searching titles. And then right here are the bread and butter of, these two buttons are the bread and butter of all Prezi creation. So the style button is how you make mass changes and apply it to your entire presentation all at once. So if you want to apply a theme or a color palette to your presentation, you do it through the style button, right? If you want to change all of these topic shapes together, you do it through the style button. So for example, if I wanted them to be circles instead of squares, I could come over here to circles, or those aren't exactly circles, sorry, they're gray on gray, so it's harder for me to see right here. But I could bring in a number of different styles depending on what I want. Right? I could go to circles, or I can hit undo and bring it back. But it's completely up to me, and that the style button is how I change all of them together. If I want to change them individually, then obviously I edit them individually. So the style button, again, colors as well. I'm going to come over here and apply a quick color palette. So if I go to my three little dots, it allows me to add my own color palette, which is as easy as dropping in some hex codes. So if you're wanting to brand a presentation, this is where you would do it. At least for the colors, you obviously drop in your logo, but I would come right here to create new, and then I have my 5 colors that I can add in, plus 2 additional for text, and I could easily just drop my hex codes right in, or my RGB code, or just pick whatever colors I want. For today, I'm not going to go and type all those in because that'll take about 45 seconds of screen time, so I actually saved the Ecamm one, and I'm going to just, I even put a question mark because I was guessing on some of the colors, but I could just click it and apply it just like that, and it's going to apply it directly to my entire presentation. Notice it applied at the subtopic level, topic level, and so on. If I go to my little pen here, you can see these are the 5 colors I've chosen. I was getting different shades of the blue from the website, so I was kind of pulling in all 3, and there we are. Okay, so what you do when you put these colors in is you're really just creating a shortcut. So every object I go to right here has my style presets built in, and I can easily just apply my branding to any object in the Prezi. So that's really the key to a color palette. Okay, the insert button up here is how you add anything and everything into your Prezi. So if you want to add in images, text boxes, icons, animations, videos, shapes, anything along those lines, you're going to do it right here through the insert button. And this is really the meat of creation, right? Of course, you could always drag and drop stuff in. And trust me when I tell you this tip, copy and paste is your best friend inside of Prezi. Okay, that is something that's absolutely worth knowing. I use copy and paste to save myself a ton of time, and I might even get to show some examples of that today. So for now, I'm going to start by renaming some of these. Actually, I'm going to start by dropping in my logo. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete this text box here, and I'm going to put the Ecamm logo on top of that instead. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here to Insert, Image, and I'm just going to find the image I saved. So upload image. I could search a gallery, or I could search my computer, and I'm going to find my Ecamm logo right here that I saved twice for some reason, and insert, and I'm just going to drop it right in. Easy enough. That orange looks good on the blue. The black is a little bit more questionable, so I might make some modifications there, but there we are. Easy enough to just drop that in wherever I want. Okay. So from here, I might go ahead and name some of these topics. So for example, foundations, I'll just rename it to intro, right? Easy enough. You just click on the text box and you name it whatever you want. If I want this one to be integrations, right? Pretty straightforward. Now this one's not centered, but no problem. If I click on the text box here and drag it down, it's going to give me those red alignment crosshairs, letting me know that it's centered both vertically and horizontally in this box. And I could just let go, and there it is. So pretty straightforward. I could rename all of these. I don't know if I have to. I do know that none of these topics, and I'm zooming in by scrolling up on my little scrolly wheel. That's how I like to go in and out of topics. None of these topics are actually a stack topic. So I need to add one, right? They're all planet topics. So I'm just going to delete timeline. I'm just going to right click and I'm going to delete it. So I'm going to add a whole new topic right now. I'm going to come right up here to my little drop down box, and I'm going to click that, and I'm going to add a stack topic. Just like that. It's going to look exactly the same as the others from the outside, right? I'm even going to put it right here into alignment with my other 2, just like that. And that one is now a stack topic. So notice when I go into this one, I have the option now to add pages. Okay, so notice that it's going to be a page. If I go into any of my other topics, which are planet topics, they have the option to add subtopics, meaning I could dive deeper and deeper and deeper into this presentation. A stack topic adds pages because it doesn't go deeper. It doesn't continue to branch. It actually starts to go into a slideshow. Okay, so fundamentally, I want you to understand the difference between stack and planet topics. Okay, so we'll rename these really quick. I do want to make sure we cover advanced topic editing in here, because it'll be the most important thing that you learn in Prezi that really takes your presentations up a notch. So it's something that I want everybody to know about, even if we don't go in depth with it. And it's just as simple as right-clicking on a topic and going into advanced topic editing, but it is something that everybody needs to know about. But it's probably worthy of its own entire training. It's a very, very useful thing to know. And I'm just going to put stack here. Now I want you to notice something. This text box is a different size than the others, right? But if I click on this text box and I start resizing it and I shrink it down, it's going to let me know when it's the same size as everything else by putting big blue boxes around something that it matches. So now if I let go of my mouse, all of them are the exact same size. I could put this into alignment easily, and there we are, just like that. Okay. So normally this is where I would pause and ask if anybody has any questions, but we're going to address all that at the end. Hopefully the questions are coming into the comments. They're back here somewhere. So I will get around to those at the end. So let's just cover some simple stuff. If I want to insert a video, honestly, I like to clear off most of the stuff that's inside of a template just because I usually have my own vision. So I'm going to select multiple objects by holding Shift. So I'm going to hold Shift and just delete all these subtopics that are here. I don't need any of those. I don't even need this image. I'm going to delete the image. I'm going to keep these because I like the little accent, and I'm going to put my video right on top of it. Okay, so I'm going to come right up here to Insert Video, and I'm just going to drop in a video. So I'm going to upload my own, upload video, and I'm just going to drop in, let's see, this one maybe? I want to bring in the smaller one just because it'll take a couple seconds less to upload. So I'm just going to drop a video right in. Now, if I put it on top of a photo, then like I did before, I put it on top of that monitor, right? Then great. I don't have to. I can easily just put the video right here. And notice that a video has a built-in animation to it to zoom into the video to go full screen. That doesn't mean I have to play it full screen, but it has the animation built into it. Okay, so that's going to take a couple seconds to load. My upload speeds are a little bit slow on my internet, but there it is. Video is now entered. So there we go. I want to go into my integrations, and I want to show you something about how easy it is to drop in multiple photos at once to save yourself some time. So I'm going to hit Control A, and I'm just going to delete everything except for my title. And we're going to call this integrations really quick. Integrations. And I want to make sure we leave plenty of time for questions. So I'm going a little bit faster, but that's okay because this is being recorded. Plus, I think you're all picking it up pretty quick. So what I want to do now is I want to drop in 6 images at once. I am not about to go to insert image 6 times and go through that, right? No. I'm going to go to my Finder on my computer, and it opened over here, so let me pull it in. And I've got all these graphics, and I'm going to go to my little folder, and you can see I already have, one of them I have twice. I don't need restream twice. This wasn't actually a usable photo. So I have my 6 graphics, and I'm just going to select all of them, and this is going to work exactly the same on Mac or Windows, and I'm just going to drop them all in. There they are, right? There's all 6 of them. I could select them all if I want to, maybe shrink them down a little, put them into some sort of alignment. I'm just going to shrink them down a little bit more and start to move them wherever I want. Pretty straightforward here. I would probably go with some sort of theme like thick. Some of these are thicker and thinner than others, but you can see I'm getting my red alignment bars, and I'm just putting everything right into alignment really easily, and just like that, everything is right into alignment. So very straightforward. I brought in all 6 integrations, and it took like 2 seconds, right? That is definitely what I would recommend doing if you're bringing in multiple photos. Honestly, if you're bringing in one photo, I typically just have my window open that has all my assets for my presentation, and I just drag and drop it right in. I'm a big fan of saving time and little shortcuts like that. So I quickly want to add a new subtopic and just add a photo inside of it. So I'm going to come right up here and add a default subtopic. And I want you to notice something. I'm going to shrink this down a little. And we're going to call this, we'll just call it topic 1, right? Something simple here, topic 1. So when I zoom into this topic, right now by default, it zooms into the lower left corner of this square, right? What I wanted to do is I wanted to zoom into the top of the square so that I have a bar on the bottom when I zoom in. So instead of it filling up the right side of my screen, I wanted to fill up my lower thirds. So how am I going to do that? I can't grab this shape, right? This shape isn't technically content. This shape actually exists only in the topic cover. So that means I'm going to do my favorite thing, right-click, Advanced Topic Editing. Okay, so Advanced Topic Editing will allow me to choose how I zoom into that topic. So I could grab my little zoom area here. And one thing to know about a zoom area is that it's always going to fill your screen. So a zoom area is always full screen. I could put that right there. And now when I zoom into this topic, it goes like that, right? Now my bar is filling the bottom of my camera feed. So now if I want to, I can easily drop in some graphics. So if I come back to my helper, I can come over here and let's find a photo we want to use. Let's use this guy here. There we go. I'm going to clear off this stuff. Actually, let's just put this down here, and we'll call it the power of a Mac app. And I'll shrink that down and probably make it white and things like that. Pretty straightforward stuff. But you could also copy and paste very easily. So if I wanted to, I could easily copy this one from one Prezi to another Prezi very, very simply. I'm a big fan of copy and paste, like I said, always saving some time. There we go. And now, if I want to, let's say I have this photo here, and I want to make it larger. I want to zoom into him, and then discuss what we're seeing on screen, maybe discuss these overlays, and then come back out. So how do I add a quick animation? Very easy. If I select the image, I can add an animation directly to the image. So it'll pop up right here, add animation. If I have nothing selected, I can still come right up here to my insert button and go right here to my animations. Okay, I could still open my animation pane, and I could add a zoom area. If I want to create a custom zoom area where I make this larger but not full screen, I could do that, right? I can go add zoom area, and this zoom area here is going to be my full screen, right? So if I set it right about here, it's going to make him larger but still leave room for me as the speaker over here, right? So if I want to preview that, it's going to do this, right? Subtle, relatively small, but it does in fact zoom in from one to the next here, right? And it's still useful. And if I wanted to, I could even zoom further by selecting him and zoom to. If you do zoom to, it goes full screen on whatever object was selected. So if I wanted to, I could do multiple levels of zoom here. And then from here, what I typically like to do if I'm here, I don't like to go right into the next topic or just leave. I typically like to zoom back out to the subtopic. So kind of wrap up your thoughts, wrap up whatever final talking points you have. So after you zoom in, I like to zoom back out to kind of reset before moving on, just to keep the context and keep everybody aware of where you are and where you're going. Okay, so pretty easy to add animations, right? Very straightforward here, nothing complicated at all. So that's kind of adding photos, adding some zoom areas, adding some animations. I want to come over here to my stack topic and talk a little bit about a stack. So notice a stack, okay? A stack topic is like a little slideshow, like I mentioned before. So this will allow me to bring in, so I'm going to copy and paste some content just because it's going to save us a little bit of time. So I'm going to bring in this here, and I'm just going to come over here and delete off this existing stuff. So if I wanted to add a text box, you already know how to do that. It's insert text. There we are. And I'm even going to bring in a quick image. So let's just drop in an image here. Let's go with, let's see if it looks like this one. Drop it right in, okay? So I saved this from the website. Unfortunately, it does have a white box around it. I would probably go in and just remove that before I use this, but there it is, right? So this is now page one. I could still add a zoom area to this if I wanted to. I think it's large enough already. But when I add a new page, notice that the next page is sort of reset, and I could add whatever I want. So on this one, maybe I add, let's go with, I'm going to use a different section here. Let's go with this one. I'm going to go add overlays for a pro look. So we're going to go with this one right here. I'm just copying and pasting some text boxes. And the reason why I'm comfortable copying and pasting these instead of creating them fresh every time is because, one, I think you know how to add a text box because it's relatively straightforward. And two, it's going to save us some time. So I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to fade in an image. So let's just pick an image we want to fade in. I've got my overlays image. I'm just going to drop it in. So I want to start, when I land on this page, all I want to be visible is this text here. So that means I need to fade in the photo, right? So let's close my animation so we can do it from scratch. I'm going to select the image here. So select the image. I'm going to click on my little add animation button, and I'm going to fade in that image. So it's going to do exactly that. And you could even see it adding to your overall path over here. This sidebar on the left shows all of your path steps. So page one, page two, fade in image on page two, just like that. Unfortunately, when you preview something in the editor, it does turn off your camera feed. It does, obviously that doesn't happen when you're inside the app, but in the editor, that does in fact happen, so no problem. I'll go back and turn it back on, and I'll even freeze it again. So right about here, there we go, and it's good to go, okay? So pretty straightforward. I'm going to cover one last thing here inside the editor. I think the stacks make enough sense for you all. If you wanted to adjust, maybe you don't even want this orange square, you want to create your own thing, you would do that through advanced topic editing, right? Because that topic cover, this orange square right here, is applying to every page inside that stack topic. So if I wanted it gone, I can come in here, go to advanced topic editing. I could actually right click on this square. Notice how it's set to be visible inside and out. And I could change it to be only visible outside. So now when I zoom in, I don't have any orange square. I would want to put something, right? Maybe a white box or something, because content on top of my background really is not easy to read. So I would definitely want to put something. That might be as simple as adding a transparent shape, which I'm a big fan of. So I'm gonna add a white one. And I know you just saw me add a blue one right after saying I'm gonna add a white one. But what I'm actually gonna do is just switch it to white, right? I come up here to my colors. Maybe I'll do a gradient. People love a good transparent gradient, and I'm going to go white to white. And there we go, right? I have a nice top-down gradient. If I want to rotate it, I can. To rotate any object in Prezi, hold Command on a Mac or Control and Alt on a PC. And I'm going to put it right about here. And let's go right to left. That way it's disappearing into me, because I don't like any hard edges coming down the middle of my camera feed. So I'm going to go just like that. And then, of course, one last thing that needs to happen is send it to the back. So now, a little better, right? I can't quite see this. White's probably not strong enough. Or I could even go a little bit further with it like that if I wanted to. But using transparent, if I did black, it would certainly work better with white text. But a lot of options here for sort of transparency and translucency of your objects. Okay, so I'm going to cover one last thing here before we switch to a demo and showing again how to connect this very one that we're creating to Ecamm. So I'm going to come in here to Advanced Topic Editing. It's got all this stuff inside the template that I don't want any of it. I'm going to hit Control A. I'm just going to delete it all. I don't need any of that stuff. I want to bring in a new product, and I want it to have it be a topic. Okay, so when I add a new topic, it always defaults to the theme of the presentation, which in this case is going to be a square. Great. Maybe I don't want to use a square. Maybe I want to use one of my actual products as the name of as the topic cover for that product, right? So I'm going to name it. Let's call it eyeglasses, right? That's the name of the product. There it is. Imagine your product being represented by a square when you're trying to show off the product, right? It doesn't make sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Advanced Topic Editing, right-click, Advanced Topic Editing. I'm actually going to delete the square. We don't need the square. Let's delete it. And while I'm in Advanced Topic Editing for this topic, I'm going to insert a new image. And what that's going to do is it's going to embed that image into the topic cover. So I could come over here and find my product, which I'm going to turn to icons so I could actually see. And I've got my products here, and I've got my eyeglasses here. Now I'm going to click Open. And just like that, it's dropping it into the topic cover. And I could place this in some sort of alignment with my text. Maybe I want it to be to the right. Whatever I choose to do, it doesn't really matter. It's really up to me. I'll probably just go underneath. Something like that, and I'll center it. So just like that, this icon or this graphic with the text box is now my topic. I zoom in, I have whatever I decide to put inside of it, right? I could put in multiple images. At this point, I just want to show that I'm able to reveal all kinds of stuff. I'll just bring in some images from the website so that we can in fact see that multiple things are coming on screen once we zoom in, right? So we go into our topic here. And just like that, we reveal all of the content inside of it. I could go even further. I could turn this photo, this photo into a topic, this photo into a topic, create new topics. Whatever I want to do, I am able to continue down my paths and continue to branch out in this presentation. I want to cover one more thing here in Advanced Topic Editing, and then I'm going to finish up in the editor. If I want that camera or the glass thing here, the lens, to be visible inside and outside of the topic, I can do that as well. Again, creating that sort of seamless transition, right? So right-click, Advanced Topic Editing. I can right-click on this and go make it visible inside and outside. Now, if I were to ask you all, where is this image going to be when I zoom in, hopefully you all can see that it's actually going to be cut off right almost in the middle of the lens, right? Because of where my zoom area is for that topic. We don't want it like this, right? So what I'm going to do is through Advanced Topic Editing, I'm going to adjust the zoom area. I could put it on the bottom, I could put it on the top, wherever I choose to put that glass. If I want it on the top right, I'd put my zoom area here. If I want it on the bottom left, I could do that, right? It's going to be down over on my shirt, but that's okay. That's up to me. I could put it down here, right? Completely up to me where it zooms in. And notice I'm not actually moving my topic anywhere, right? I don't have to like move this to a different spot to get it to change where it is when I zoom in. It's all relative to that zoom area. So if I come over here, Advanced Topic Editing, let's put it on the bottom right. So I'm going to move this over, and you do see that little preview. I'm going to put that right there, and I'm going to go in, and of course the images are covering it. But notice that I get a nice, smooth, seamless transition. I never lose this object. There's no cut. Okay, so just like that, Advanced Topic Editing, very, very easy and very important to really customizing the look of your presentation. Okay. So that's all I have for the editor. I mean, obviously I have a ton more that I could go into, but I just wanted to kind of scratch the surface on all of these different important features because I want to leave plenty of time for Q&A, and I also want to leave time for that demo. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make sure this is saved. So I always like to click my cloud because I'm a longtime Windows user. I'm used to hitting Control S every 2.5 seconds. So here we are, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come down and open it into Prezi Video, the one that we just created together. Okay, so I'm actually going to switch to my special live demo mode. So there we are, live demo mode, turn on, and there we are. So what I'm going to do is my camera is currently set to screen share. So I'm going to switch it back over here to my intro here. And what I'm going to do is notice that I have all of my cameras available here, right? So what if I were on FaceTime, right? What if I were on FaceTime camera, which is my regular default built into my laptop? You can see the bad quality, right? So what if I open up Prezi Video and I come over here to import from Prezi and I select my video here. I go Ecamm Masterclass. This is the one we just created together. This is the one I created last night. This is the one we did together. Okay, import selected. I'm going to give that a second to load here. And now Prezi Video has its own options. I am using my Logitech in Prezi Video, right? My external camera for Prezi Video. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect Prezi Video to Ecamm. So it's actually 2 virtual cameras and 1 physical camera all being used at the same time, which I think this is a great audience to understand this. I think that the typical person probably doesn't.
Glorious. It's glorious.
Yeah. So really quick, it's as simple as hitting this video conference button. Of course, it's going to pick up automatically, right? So it automatically connected to Ecamm because Prezi Video is already a camera here inside of Ecamm. So all I really have to do is switch it to that camera, and just like that, I am connected. It is that simple. I'm now connected. You do navigate the actual Prezi here inside the Prezi Video app, so I can click ahead. I can click on all my topics if I want to. I go into it just like this. If I wanted to preview where I added those images, so for example in integrations, I guess that's not where I added it. I did different things in different places. If I want to play this video here, I've got him. No audio when you insert it directly into Prezi Video currently, but if I did this through the screen share option, then I would be able to do that with the audio, right? And I didn't remove the animation, so it does still go full screen. And then lastly, let's see what else we have here. So inside my topic, remember I set the zoom areas here. So the first action, just with my right arrow, is to zoom in a little bit larger. And then my next action is to go full screen with it. And then my next action is to actually come out. So just like that. So that is all I have for the actual editor creation stuff. Obviously, we have a ton more content. You can always come to our live trainings. And we also have a massive Learn portal, or sort of a Learn landing page, where we have all kinds of tutorials on all these little things that you can do inside of Prezi. But in the time frame we had, this is what I wanted to make sure we covered. So I am going to quickly show a demo that shows off kind of the capability of Prezi, and then we're going to leave the rest of the time for Q&A. So I just quickly want to pull in a different presentation here. So I'm going to close out of this one, and I'm actually going to stop my live demo mode, and I want to show off something really quick. So I'm going to connect this other Prezi here. So I want to kind of expand where your head goes when you think of what is Prezi. Okay, so here we are, and we're talking about the future of presentations. Now, I did not create this. I am not that creative, but I don't want you to feel like you're inside a creative box when you're working with Prezi, right? So you can use Prezi for storytelling purposes. In this case, we're using it for sort of an overlay, almost like a heads-up display, right? I could start bringing stuff in on screen and bringing in more and more and more stuff. Access denied, no problem. And then we go, oh, okay, let's run it again. Access granted. And then you can start to kind of interact with your content a little bit. If I want to give this a quick rotation, we do. We zoom in, get rid of Saturn, you know, and you're kind of able to do these sort of faux hand gestures here, which aren't actually doing anything. All I'm doing is hitting the right arrow on my keyboard, right? But if I want to bring back Saturn, you know, it looks like I'm controlling it, so get rid of Saturn. And you're able to kind of build out whatever type of storytelling components that you could imagine. Do not feel limited by the fact that I showed you a very simple example of shapes and rectangles and circles. You don't have to do that. A lot of times that's what people want, and it's simple and it's clean and it's organized and it's great. But if you feel inclined to be more creative than that, or to really try to expand, understand that Prezi will accommodate it. You could absolutely create elements in Adobe and bring them right in, right? These are all polygon structures created in Illustrator and brought right in, right? Really straightforward stuff. If you actually deconstruct this Prezi, it's very simple. It's photos, it's text boxes, it's zoom animations, right? It's everything we've already covered. Everything that you're seeing here, you already know how to do. It's just a matter of creatively applying it, right? So if I want to get rid of this plane, I can. We can keep going. We could fade in all kinds of charts and figures and graphics and all kinds of stuff here. And you can use this to tell really compelling stories and really engaging presentations when you're presenting live or when you're recording videos. So that's all I've got.